Okay, everybody, we are streaming live. We're going to do FanDuel first tonight on our Week 13 lineup review. So, welcome to the channel. Hope everyone's all right. I got my Mountain Dew Zero. It's very important. I'm a diabetic, so I can't have sugar. I can't have a lot of sugar. And for those who drink regular soda, they know. Um, I'll tell you what. Even if you're not a diabetic, you should try these. I mean, so I think people don't realize this. When there's zero sugar in something, it means it's sweetened with fake sugar. People think this is unsweetened, like there's no sweet. So how would you drink something like a soda without? It tastes like the real thing. It's healthier for you, somewhat. All right. On FanDuel, all I did was I decided to do something different. Um, I always believe, and I got a great tip once that said, play contests that you're successful in. Well, this is a contest I created. A 12 mans. A lot of people don't play, if you notice, it's 3, 5, 10. So I made one called the 12, and the top 5 win. So your odds are pretty good. So, I mean, fifth place, all you get is fourth and fifth, all you get is 8 cents back. And I did a bunch of these, and so this was my process. It's very similar to DraftKings. Again, Nick Chubb did not do well. You know, it's interesting. There are certain guys that I never play. He's one I never play. And if you look at his numbers this year, they're really good. And I decided because it was Houston, that was my process. And I'll start because I usually go running back first and then quarterback, and then I assemble. You know, that's kind of how I build my lineups. Because wide receivers you can find value, but this week was a little bit different. St. Brown and Wilson were locks to me. Minnesota is got to be the worst pass defense in the NFL. I mean, the fact that Mac Jones threw for 382 and Mike White, who I like, but threw for 355, those are two offenses that are not throw offenses. And that's why Detroit's a favorite this week at home against Minnesota. It's not surprising to me at all. So these were my locks: Lawrence, Chubb, Wilson, St. Brown. And the Rams defense. I thought even though they were playing Seattle, going real cheap, I love that. Then it was deciding elsewhere. I really wanted to pay up for certain guys, but I felt like Montgomery against Green Bay was a good matchup. I wanted a piece of the Chargers game, so it was easy. Eckler. And the reason I didn't play Jacobs was I was afraid of that injury, and maybe I should have late swap, but did not. And then once I found out, you know, this price for Knight was just too good too. So I don't usually like to play two players from the same team. I broke that rule. And then Hayden Hurst got hurt. If he doesn't get hurt, maybe I come up to here, but probably not. So that was how I did on FanDuel. DraftKings, I had a big day. Big day. Cash lineup killed. Locked in my guys. Eckler was able to get in this lineup. Eckler, and it's interesting, Eckler and Chubb were my worst players out of this cash game lineup. They had the snowflakes. Jacobs would have been great. But again, Chubb, Knight, and Eckler were easy for me. I wanted the Rams, St. Brown, and Wilson. And then Watson, who had a great game. He was really low owned. I'm surprised how low owned Knight was in cash games for 4,600. And that was my process. And how I got things done. All right, looking ahead a little bit, we'll do this. We haven't done this week 14. I start building lineups. I kind of threw in, I like St. Brown and Pollard, and then I just dummied at the rest and the Steelers. So, this is kind of what I like going forward next week. Maybe I do this. Come off of St. Brown because I want a piece of that Detroit game. You know, I think the Adam Thielen's going to be playable this week at 4,900. I think he's going to be involved in that game. You know, I think you want a lot of Minnesota-Detroit. You know, Derrick Henry, somebody I certainly would like to play, even though he's 7,900. You know, do I go back tonight? He's priced up a little bit, 5,100. It is Buffalo, but, you know, he could be the guy. Pay down a tight end, which we always do. You know, maybe a Noah Fant, something like this. It still gives us pretty good cash to spend. You know, DJ Moore, he's always, I think, in play to me. You know, I think you can get a lot of ways this week. Part of the, you know, the Cincinnati game, maybe Chase. God, he's good. That still gives us 6,000. So there's ways you can go this week, and good luck to everybody. That's my lineup review. Check me out, Twitter at the Radio Mike. I'm on TikTok. I'm everywhere. All right. Have yourself a great week. Good luck. Send me your lineups too.